Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Flirty and Not Thriving. My name is Vanessa Rayne, and this is my co-host, Miss Ashley Hoffman.
Hello.
Hello, she's
I
British all of a sudden.
I don't know why I went British all of a sudden. Probably because I've been tuning into the Olympics a lot.
Oh my God, just out of nowhere, completely just British.
Hello, mate.
Oh my God. So today, continuing on from episode 1, we want to shit talk some more things, and another kind of bit of drama in the TikTok world that has come up is Ballerina Farm. This is one that's new to me, so I'm actually going to pass this off to Ashley to explain the drama because, again, it's very new to me.
And I went down the rabbit hole. It popped up on my For You page, but it was like other people reacting to it. And I was like, what the hell is this? So, of course, you get curious, you start going down the rabbit hole, and then you get the whole story, and you're like, what? So, to sum up the little bit of how this started becoming, Ballerina Farm, her name is Hannah. She was a professional ballerina who got married, has 8 children, and her and her husband.
Oh my God.
I know. Too many. Too many. And her and her husband own a farm. And I guess it's in Utah, and they sell meats and all the home stuff. Well, recently it was her birthday. So I know, not from experience, but when it comes to like birthday gifts, sometimes men are kind of clueless.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I've got some stories. Of some gifts that I've been given that I'm like, what? Do you even know me?
I've had good gifts. I've had bad gifts. You know, for Christmas one year, a dude just bought me roses, which was really weird for Christmas.
Why not a poinsettia? At least that's Christmassy.
Also, mind you, we had only been dating like less than a month at that point.
Okay, you know what? He kind of gets a pass because
it was
funny, but though. Still, that it's cute. Funny. The thought that counts.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I told you about mine where I got lock de-icer. It's this little fucking bottle. I have it somewhere. And it's this little white bottle of liquid that you squirt, because I would constantly get locked out of the house. We had one of those pin pad like key locks to get in instead of like a regular key. And it would constantly lock me out. I'd go to like take out the garbage, shut the door behind me, and I'd get locked out. And I'd have no car keys. I'd have no cell phone. I'd have to break into my window constantly.
Oh, God.
I once had my cell phone and called my friend, and her husband came. He broke into my bedroom window, and before he went in, he was like, there's no like dildos on the bed, is there? But what there was, I call it this murmur. It's a body massager, but it looks very suspicious. And it was on the bed. It was just like fully on my side of the bed, laying there, and he giggled. And once I got in and I saw that, I was like, I messaged my friend, and I was like, I'm dying. You know, when he said this, and I sent her a picture of it. I was like, this is on the bed.
You saw my giant
it's not that thing. Okay, so that thing, and I will justify it. It may sound like haha because it's a body massager gun. Like it looks heavy duty. It's like has a big head on it. You think haha like vibrating, you'd put it on your clit. No, that thing is like, and it's like pounding, and it hurts. Like it hurts my like shoulders. I can't imagine like that. Would just no, that's not a good vibration. God. If I want to pound my clit right off my body, then maybe. You
would bruise that thing. That thing would come out black and blue.
That's exactly my point. So like I knew I just wanted to I just thought it was so funny.
The thing that just popped in my head had come out looking like Rihanna.
Chris Brown is in that's his name now. This is called Chris Brown.
That's Chris Brown.
My massage gun is now called Chris Brown.
Oh shit.
So for those that can't see my camera, I got so excited it knocked itself down. Jesus Christ. Okay, back on the topic. Ballerina Farm.
Anywho.
Bad gifts.
So
that was actually just this massage gun is actually a Christmas gift, and this is actually like a great gift because it works really well, and it was $50.
That's a great gift.
It was a great gift. So that was like on point. That was actually the first Christmas together, so I was really impressed.
Oh yeah.
But then the Christmases after sucked.
Yeah.
Some years I didn't get anything.
Same. 1 year he forgot my birthday.
Oh, that's happened multiple times. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter how much coaching I did, but okay. So birthday. So in the video that went live, or that she had posted,
he hands her this box, and she keeps reiterating it the whole time. Oh, are these tickets to Greece? I hope they're tickets to Greece. Obviously, she really wanted to go to Greece, and he just goes, look, where is it from? And she looks, and she's looking at the label, and she's like, I don't know, the boys ripped it off. And he goes, oh, it's from the Ukraine. And she's just kind of confused at that point. So she starts cutting the box open, and by the looks of it, when you're looking at it, it looks like a hat. And she goes, ooh, it's a hat. Yeah, it's a hat I can wear to Greece. And he goes, no, it's not a hat. And so she finally opens it, and you can just see like the sadness come over her face. She goes, oh, it's my egg apron. It's a hand knit apron that has little pouches to hold chicken eggs.
And I'm sure maybe she wanted it, but like not as a big
not
gift.
At a birthday gift. And like you can just hear him go, you're welcome. And she just like, thank you.
She's like, thank you. I love it.
Yeah.
You can tell she doesn't that's
like she genuinely likes it, but like for your birthday, dude.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm sure that is something that she had mentioned that she wanted. And that's where I think a lot of men, they take the first thing that the woman says that they wanted. They're like, oh, that's the next gift. They got that in their head. Mm-hmm. But they don't realize everything else that she has said that she has wanted.
Right.
And so it's like, even though she has said, yeah, I do want that, there's other things that she was like, oh, I would die for a trip to Greece. Like, I would love to go to Greece. Like, can we go? That's and like first of all, I think asking, like saying constantly through the video, saying, oh, I hope it's tickets to Greece. I could fucking never. I could never. Just because that I don't like to ask for things regardless. A gift is a gift. Like, I'm going to love anything that anyone gives me, no matter what. Even if it is locked de-icer, because I've used it. Like, it's still come in handy. There's other gifts that,
it's still fucking hilarious though.
I mean, like I'm looking at another gift that he had given me, and it was a hooded blanket, because like I fucking love blankets, man.
Same.
Even like an ex before that, I've told him I like blankets. So every time he went away, he brought me back a new blanket, and I have fucking hella blankets, man. I fucking love blankets. Like, like of all kinds.
The 1 year, I had just started a job doing social media for a TV network, and my phone was taking a crap at that point. My laptop was taking a crap at that point. And for Christmas, he bought me a new laptop, a brand new phone, and a tablet. Just because he knew that I needed, not only did I need it, but like I wanted it.
Damn, where do I find that? Never mind. I don't want your exes. I
was like, you don't want my ex.
Guaranteed. But seriously, that is that holy shit.
Yeah, just because he took notice that like I started a new job, and like I really love this job, and unfortunately I don't work there anymore because
you know, shit happens.
Yeah.
Everyone changes jobs, but
Oh yeah,
that's like cool. I do wish that like he would have gotten her something else other like to go along with that. Like,
yeah,
even if it wasn't tickets to Greece, but like
something else.
okay, but like I want to know, has she mentioned this like before? Like if there's
I feel
not,
like she
I guess in
had
a way
to have.
proof, but
Yeah.
like she had to have, if that was like the first time that she's just like, oh, I hope it's tickets to Greece, and it's like, oh, you're gonna be
Right.
sorely disappointed.
And I feel like what happened with this is it wasn't even mentioned like as something like he probably asked her like, oh, what's something you'd want for your birthday, like most men do. And I don't even think she said something like that in that aspect. I think she was out working on the farm and getting these eggs and putting them in her apron, and she was like,
yeah,
you know what, I could really use an apron to hold these so that I'm not carrying my apron up to my chest with a shit ton of eggs. And so
see,
he had it in his mind. Yeah, that's a great birthday gift.
it's because he thought about it. She needed it, obviously,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's like where a lot of men go. Like, oh, she mentioned she wanted this, or like she mentioned she needed this, and it could be like the most mundane thing that,
Right.
you know, it's just like the most basic of shit. That I need socks, and he's like, number one, like, I've got this. This is gonna be the best gift ever, and they don't understand why we're like a little disappointed, because there's not much thought put into it. And that's where a lot of people, like, she must have mentioned that she wanted to go to Greece, or she must have shown him like things in Greece that she would like to do. And so Ashley, like, I want to get into this now because you had just mentioned previous to us getting onto this episode about his financial background. So
yeah,
he apparently came from some money. So why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so which ties into how they met, and there's speculation that he kind of trapped her into this relationship, and they are living a Mormon lifestyle, which is very different and very, I want to say, very close to the Amish lifestyle.
And the Mennonite.
Yeah, very much Mennonite in that area. But she, for a little bit of backstory, she came from a big family, not of money. They were very, what was the word that you used? I don't know.
No, I don't even remember it.
Yeah, but they,
you know, just typical people.
You know, not rich, not poor, like just your working
There's the word, and I can't even think of it.
Just your working class family.
Yeah.
But she left home at the age of 17. She wasn't even 18 yet.
That's typical in like Mormon community, though.
Yeah, she was a ballerina. I want to still say that she still is a ballerina because she still dances, but not in the aspect that she should be.
Well, like what she has been, like she's obviously still dancing. She still practices a bit, but not just at a professional level, just for fun kind of deal. So like she's always, and I feel like a lot of people, like once you start doing something like, even like your background, Ashley, like it's something like being in the music industry and, you know, graphic design. I feel like that's always going to be a part of you. You're always going to like kind of point those things out, and like it's always going to be a part of you, even if you're not practicing.
And I took dance.
Also dance. I forgot.
Yeah. I took dance for 12 years, and it's like once you're a dancer, like that stuff, I still catch myself doing old routines.
Yeah.
15 years later.
I was a cheerleader, and I will still like even so my main one that I remember is the cha-cha slide, and we did a routine to that. So I will still do my routine anytime the song comes on. I immediately get up and I'm like,
yeah.
To the left, to the left. Take it back now, y'all.
So she left home at 17 and she applied to Juilliard. Juilliard is a school of the arts. They are most known for their dance program, specifically ballet. They are the top.
I'm in Canada and I know what
Yeah.
Juilliard is. Like
They
that
are
is like prestigious.
yeah,
Like
they are the Harvard of the dance world.
exactly. They're very hard to get
Yeah.
into. You have to,
Like
you
the
know,
percentage of like only 1% of people get it accepted who apply. 1%.
exactly.
And she not only got accepted, but she got a full ride for 4 years of ballet. Like that is unheard of.
That is insane.
That's how good she is.
That is
And
absolutely crazy.
yeah. So at some point while she's in New York, she meets her husband and he immediately quote they recently did an article with the Times, and that's why I went down this rabbit hole after the whole egg apron bullshit.
Yeah.
And so they met and he immediately asked her out on a date. And she's like, no, I'm focused on school, ballet. Like, that's my life. That's what I want to be. Like, I'm not interested. Like, not even just because of like if she just genuinely didn't like him, but she wasn't seeking date. She wasn't dating.
Yeah.
And he continued to like pester for 6 months and she just kept rejecting him, which when you're that focused, yeah, absolutely reject away.
That happens a lot. That is completely normal within
Oh yeah.
community of like artists in general. Like once you're focused, and even like business people, like
Mm-hmm.
you'll see a lot of like really high value people just like completely single, focusing on themselves, and that's completely normal. So
right, not only
why she would just reject him.
and
just
here's another aspect of how good she is. She while she was at Juilliard, she got a leading role in a touring production of Swan Lake.
Oh, and that's great.
And she went to China. Went to Japan. She went all over the world, not just like the United States touring. It was worldwide touring of Swan Lake. That's how amazing she is. And
that's crazy.
Right. So she kept denying him for 6 months, was like, no, I'm not interested. Well, I don't know the circumstances of this next part, but at some point she had mentioned to a friend or to him while she was back home in Salt Lake that she was going back to New York to go back to school at Juilliard. And they had asked her, oh, what airline are you on? And she was like, oh, I'm on this one, JetBlue. And word got back to him. So he made a phone call to Daddy. Daddy made a phone call to, his coworkers and got him a ticket for the exact same flight that she was on in the seat exactly next to her. Because Daddy, his father, this is how rich he is. His father is the owner of JetBlue. He was also the owner of other airlines. I don't know specifics, but he sold them off and he is just ungodly rich. He's Elon Musk rich. He's Jeff Bezos rich. Just too much money. And
that's insane. I could never imagine.
Yeah. And being that he is the firstborn son and it's in their, whatever their, I keep wanting to say prenup, but prenup is marriage. But in whatever their family thing is, once his father dies or decides to step down or whatever, he inherits it all.
Yeah, the legacy. He's just like that. It's kind of like a hierarchy thing. Like he's next in line.
Yeah.
To, take over, especially in this. So it is like a hierarchy thing.
Yeah. So he pulled his strings to get on this flight, go to New York with her. And he made a remark and was like, oh, look, it's our first date, which is kind of weird. One, because she didn't agree to it. She was forced into it. And it's just, I get going after someone because you're very much interested in it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. But like, if you're continuously being shot down, like, just give her space. Maybe she would, you know, be like, oh, hey, maybe I am interested, you know?
Well, yeah. Like, give her the option.
Right. Don't force
Like,
it onto someone.
and that's exactly kind of my interpretation of what happened, is it was kind of forced.
Yeah.
And that's just really sad. And it was like false promises in a way. And like, and to me, that's kind of, I guess, why she was mentioning that she wanted to go to Greece, was because, you know, the background, she has the ability to be able to fly and all of that, but he's just not utilizing that. And especially in something as like a birthday gift, or like a holiday gift in general,
Right.
you know, an
'Cause
important
since
date like that, anniversary or Christmas, or, you know, whatever, like
right.
kind of that kind of holiday, if it's like Hanukkah, you know, that kind of gift, birthday, anniversary, like something as nice as that, you should be willing to go all out. Not just, if you're going to give an egg apron, that should be a, hey, I remembered that you said you wanted this, so like I gave it to you, like a surprise gift, a random gift, not just a birthday gift. And you should, like, in that same sentence, like, you shouldn't have to tell someone what to get you. Like, you should expect your partner to really
know you enough.
Know you enough that what you would like, and not have to just, you should put in some effort, not just a small thing that they said they wanted. Go a little above and beyond, make it a little memorable for them. It doesn't have to even mean including money. Do an experience with them, like take them somewhere, like make it memorable in this, even the smallest ways, and women are happy.
Yeah, because even I could see it, like, granted, we don't see what happened after that video. We don't know if he got her something else.
Has there been any updates now that I'm gonna go to her?
Not that I've seen. The only other thing was he did take her and the kids out to dinner that night, so she didn't have to cook for once. But like, even still,
that is stupid as shit. So,
like, I could see if that was like a joke gift, because like me and some of my exes, like, we would do a joke gift, like something practical, like something that we could use, but then we would go out and get a gift that they would want.
Okay, like I get that. So one of the gifts that comes to mind for me, me giving, was my first Christmas with my most recent ex. I gave him, he was really into Star Wars. He's actually what got me into Star Wars, because he was such a fucking nut for it. So I got him literally everything that I could find Star Wars. It didn't matter if it was the like Ziploc baggies of Star Wars. Right, you know, literally anything stupid. I even got him kids lightsabers.
Yes.
Like anything with stupid Star Wars. I've gotten him like a waffle maker with a stormtrooper.
Yes.
You know, but like I individually wrapped everything. So he had like fucking 27 gifts in one little basket. And they were like, but I also like did stupid shit. Like he was a smoker. So I wrapped up 2 cartons of cigarettes individually, not together, individually. So he had to open up cartons of cigarettes individually. But that was me. And it was like, I got him a Pez thing that was Star Wars. It was literally everything. There was like a can of soup with Star Wars characters. Like it was literally everything that I could find. There was a toothbrush, toothpaste. It was literally everything with Star Wars. Like you have to really put some effort into your partner, especially if you've been together, and especially if you've been the one to pursue her. Like you gotta try to keep her, not just like pump her full of kids. Like 8 is fucking so much.
Oh yeah,
that is insane. That is an insane amount of kids to have. That's not even like an unrealistic. So, and if you think about kids in terms of like how long you've been pregnant, and like how long it took in between getting pregnant between each kid, so they've been together for a while. He should know her well enough that, you know, maybe, and even like she's even deserving of a trip to Greece, even if she only mentioned it a
absolutely.
handful of times in passing. You know, she is much deserving of that trip. For one, just pushing out 8 kids. That is a lot on a vagina.
So I just had to look because I'm like, how old is the oldest kid?
Mm-hmm.
And so, because that's the thing too, it's like she deserves a fucking trip. Even, yeah, her dream is Greece, but even if you just take her somewhere in the States, like take her to Florida or, take her to Mexico, anywhere. But she finished Juilliard in 2011.
And how long into her like full ride was she?
So she did have to get her degree early. She
Okay.
was the first ballerina in modern history to not only graduate early, but to graduate pregnant.
Oh,
Yeah, she was pregnant at her graduation. So
shit.
yeah, so literally within the first 6 months of them dating, so she had told him after the first date that, yeah, we can date, but we're not getting married, or we're not even discussing marriage for at least the first year. That obviously did not happen. He basically told her, no, this is my vision, and you're basically going to do what I say. And so within the first month, they were engaged. They married at month 3. And at month 6, she was already pregnant with her first child. And this all happened in 2011.
That's insane.
Yeah. So this is probably January of 2011, because it makes sense that she was coming back from Salt Lake back to New York.
Yeah.
Because break happens right around Christmas, and they start back like the first or second week of January. And so from January to June, all this happens, which makes sense that you graduate in the summer.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is absolutely crazy. So she had her first child in 2012. So the kid is 12 years old. And she's 34 years old.
Oh shit.
She is our age.
That's insane.
Yeah. And that's what and she just popped out another kid. I think her recent kid is only like 6 months old. Yeah.
That's insane. That's too much. She deserves a trip out of all of that. That's
There's so much more to it too, because they did do an interview with the Times, and during the interview, she was not allowed to speak unless he allowed her to. And the few times she was allowed to speak, if it wasn't something that he approved of, he would cut her off and change the subject, or like correctly tell the story. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like it's just so heartbreaking, because like I went down the rabbit hole and like I looked at old videos of her being a ballerina, and like she has sacrificed everything for this man just for him to get his dream. This is what he wanted. But what does she get? Why?
Well, so I guess I also have like an opinion there. Now that I think about it, now that you, I guess, word it like that. So I'm going to bring this a little more closer to home in my relation to this and in my perspective.
Yeah.
So my sister, that's how close I'm going with this.
Yeah.
My sister was all throughout high school known as Barbie. She was the tiny little short little blonde. I mean, she's 5 foot nothing. She's still, blonde as shit. And I was where I'm like brunette as fuck. She blonde. She was the itty bitty little girl. Every guy wanted this girl. And now she is Mennonite. She has 4 children, and she is also on a farm and doing
Ah,
farm life.
oh
And
God.
so, but being and also being Mennonite, they also have their own things, and you must abide by this. They're also German, so she
Yeah.
also speaks German, or Low German is really what it is.
Mhm.
And but when she first started dating him, she was completely head over heels, as if she, typical things. But there was just something different about her husband.
Mhm.
Um, like I'm pretty neutral with him. I'm not like his biggest fan. I'm not his biggest hater. I'm like he's a good dude,
Mhm.
so I'm not like just like talking him up. I also to be completely open and honest, I don't have any communication with my sister at this moment, but she is still my sister, and
Mhm.
I still think that her story is still kind of cool. So she completely just like she immediately started learning Low German. She just learned it all on her own. There's no like classes, so Low German is like an unwritten language. There's no like how
Mhm.
to speak Low German. It's a spoken language, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little harder to learn. And so she immediately was trying to impress his parents. This is a life that she wanted. So my question in regards to Ballerina Farm
Mhm.
is was the were the pros outweighing the cons in her head in regards to the life that she had pictured when the debate of her career were on the line,
Right.
So, like my sister absolutely knew that this is the life that she wanted. She knew the pros and cons. She knew what she was up
Mhm.
against, and this she still ultimately like I'm gonna say, like I almost said desperately, but like because there's no desperation. It's just like she knew
No.
that this she wanted, and she was doing anything to get the life that she wanted.
Mhm.
So I'm just kind of wondering, like, even though it does sound drastic, like she had an insane the a ballerina farm had an insane life of being, professional ballerina, and
Yeah.
touring, doing this and that, and being like a boss ass bitch. Where, and I'm not saying she's not a boss ass bitch now, because like
Oh
she's
no,
still
she's
quite
killing it.
quite a lot. I mean, for one, 8 fucking children. Holy shit.
Which
Tube
which
test that said 0. And I'm like,
quick quick note on that. 7 of the 8 kids have been birthed in her home with absolutely no drugs. The
no, I
one time the one time it was one of her middle kids, her husband was not there. He was out on a trip or whatever. But she was forced to go to the hospital, and she did get an epidural um, because her child came out weighing 11 freaking pounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah. And
Woo-hoo-hoo.
she had already been in labor at that point for like over 24 hours, which at that point it puts the baby at risk, it puts the mother at risk. Yeah, she made the right choice in that.
Oh my god, she deserves so much more than a Greece trip. I even saw that on that video, because obviously you and I were talking about it through our own
Mhm.
like, text message voice notes thing.
Yeah.
Um but I did you did send me the video, and like there's people commenting, please give her the trip to Greece. Like
I hope.
I'm also begging, please give her the trip to Greece. Like she deserves
Yeah.
it.
So back to like what were you saying, if she wanted it or not? I think she did, and I mean I can't speak for all women. Some women want kids, some women don't, and if you become a mother, it changes you. It definitely changed me. Um, but I don't think in that moment at 22 years of age she wanted that. I don't. I think she wanted it eventually, but she didn't want it then.
Yeah, it happened too quick.
Yeah,
Everything was like bang, bang, boom, like boom, boom, blah, 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 blah,
yeah.
blah, like going super, super fast.
Because even back then, like she used to post on her Instagram like her daily routine, like what she would do with just one child, and she would get up at
Oh,
the ass crack of dawn at like 4:30 in the morning. She would get up, feed the baby, then she would go make her husband pancakes. And then below it, the next thing was like, burn Daniel's pancakes. Try it again. Like she didn't even know how to cook at that time. And now you look at her and she's making homemade butter and she's milking
she's
cows.
A full-on trad wife.
Yeah.
That is, how would you, just like side note on kind of on topic, could you handle the trad wife lifestyle?
No,
me neither. I would like to think that I could, because like obviously I stay home all the time anyways, but making everything from scratch,
like
literally everything,
to a certain extent, like I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Obviously that never happened, but and if it were ever if I were ever to be able to, hell yeah, I hate my job. I don't want to work for a living. Why did the women in the 1920s fight for that right? I don't want it. I don't want
it. Take care of me.
Please. But like to be like to that extent, no. Like I'll take my ass to the grocery store and I'll do all the grocery shopping, but I'm not like, some things I'll make homemade. Like I love to bake. I will make everything homemade from baking.
And at one point when you were doing the whole like booking things, like booking musical artists into the venues, and you were
was catering all their meals,
their sheet, what is it, their something sheet,
the writer.
Yeah, that's it. That, and you were preparing like a whole lot of meals. You'd send me, like over the years, you'd send me all the like pictures of what you've done. We've even spoke about this before at one point, but to go over, like you've even done Aaron Carter, rest in peace.
R.I.P. He was my best one. He was so easy. Oh, the dude, he just wanted a case of water, 2 party-sized bag of nacho cheese Doritos, and he wanted 4 bags of red vines. I'm like, it took me a hard time to get red vines because they're not sold on this side of the US. It's more of a West Coast. Yeah. So East Coast is Twizzlers, West Coast is red vines.
I will occasionally find red vines in Canada, but it's like I will find it in one store and we're always Twizzlers.
Yeah.
I love Twizzlers.
But like I went to like 20 different stores to find this man red vines, and I got him his red vines.
Whatever Aaron wants, he gets. You know what? If he wants red vines, that's totally cool. I'd take that over the drugs any day.
Hell, honestly, if he wanted me to suck his dick, I would have sucked his dick.
He's totally, didn't he like have an OnlyFans, or he's shown it on the internet or like Twitter?
He had an OF.
That's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty certain he had like an OF before he passed. Like, but I was like,
I mean, he was average. He was average size. Like,
oh, absolutely average. So like,
nothing.
Like scrawny guys always look bigger because like,
because they're scrawny.
You know, they're scrawny. They have no meat on their bones. But once like you get a bigger dude, you look at them, they're like 4 inches. But like if they lost some weight, they'd be back to 6.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Because like once you like, that's why a lot of them do that fucking pushing it back. They're
like pushing it down. Like look at this.
Always in those fucking dick pics, they're always pushing it down with their fucking 2 fingers because they got like it's always over pushing it down.
I think I'm going to start saving a couple of them because I still get unsolicited dick pics. I think I'm going to start saving them, and every time I get a new one, I'm going to send a different dick pic back.
I was going to say, I've got to start doing that too. I'm going to see. So just
I want to see their response.
Track. I remember being 18 years old, living in Nova Scotia, Canada.
Oh, Nova Scotia.
So I was also very much friends with MK.
Milkman.
Yeah, Milkman.
I miss Milky.
I adore him. I think I haven't talked to him in a bit, but he was part of a band called Sweetheart. I have one of their album names and 2 hearts on my wrist. It has double meaning. It means my mom, my dog, and kisses and hugs, but it also means Sweetheart and one of their album names. He was the drummer for that. But one thing about MK is that he has really fucking ugly feet.
He does.
He has "Life Sucks" tattooed on his toe knuckles, and they're just ugly ass feet, like
crusty, and they were hairy too.
Hairy, long, jagged toenails. I love you, Matt, but like your toes suck.
Get a fucking pedicure, dude.
I will do it. I will come to you. He's, that's what'll do it. If you let me do your feet, I will come visit. I'm putting that out there right now. And I'm going to clip this and I'm going to send this to him. But anyways, back to
I still haven't met him. I still want to meet him. Great dude.
He is so much fun. I'm not gonna lie. We had a Matt and Vanessa day of fun. And that is my, like, if anyone, like, it wasn't even like specified, like, do you want to go on a date? But it was just like, hey, let's have a Matt and Vanessa day of fun. That is my like guideline for a date ever, because that was a day of fun. He immediately picked me up. He had a driver in his car, the Mustang.
Oh, the Mustang.
Yeah. So but he got his brother to drive us. And we picked up Starbucks.
Yeah.
We got Starbucks coffees. And he got a couple of those little bottles of Baileys and dumped them in the coffee. So we started our day off with
alcohol
and coffee, right? And then we went to this indoor like amusement park with like all these fucking rides, and it was that one where like you're like sucked to the side and like it's like going around, it's like a gravity.
Oh yeah.
But so we'd take shots before we went on.
Oh god.
And actually on that gravity ride, right before it started going, he was like, might as well get this over, and he kissed me. That was our first kiss, was on one of those gravity rides.
Oh god.
I was looking at this over, and he leaned over and kissed me real quick.
He like, you look at him and like you would not think he's the definition of romance whatsoever, but he is the definition of fucking romance.
He is so unreal, like, and he's just so out of the box, so funny.
Oh yeah.
I don't have a bad thing to say about him whatsoever. He is such a funny man.
And I only knew him from internet. I've never even met the man.
Well, that's the thing, is like I just happened to be in the Vancouver area because that's where he was at the time. Mm-hmm. And he happened to manage a bar, and my cousin and I were driving by that bar. So I was like, can I stop in? Like, I think he's there. And so like that, like I stopped in and seen him, obviously. Just like, I just wanted to see some friends that I had met online. I also met a couple other people like from the Marianas Trench fandom.
Yeah.
Through there, and they're much older than I was. They were like 30 years older than I was.
Oh yeah.
And my cousin at the time, I was like, oh, we're gonna meet my friends.
Because wasn't that 10 years ago?
Over 10 years ago. We're 34 now, and I was probably about 20 years old.
Yeah. Well, because we met in 2011. So you were either 21 or 22.
Yeah, I was probably about 21 or 22 when I met Matt.
Yeah, because I'm like, it was right
I was
around
probably
that
about
time.
22, I want to say. I was probably
22, 23. Because like we were
22.
We were talking for a good year before we met the Sweetheart guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That would be around the same time. But that was they were
really old.
Online. We just met them online. Yep. And I met up with a bunch of friends once I was in the area. I was like, hey, we got to meet, like, stranger danger, but I didn't give a shit. I was meeting everyone that I knew online that was like in the vicinity that I was in.
Yeah.
Like I went to concerts and like a bunch of people recognized me. That's like a whole fucking like 604 record story on its own.
Oh, so
that was when I went to a store, like a show. Yeah. And I'm like bouncing around from like artist to artist, like they're like, I know you, and I'm like, I know you. And then the fucking one of the owners. So just to clarify, so 604 Records is based in Vancouver. It is also founded by Chad Kroeger, which Kroeger. Kroger. I was gonna say, isn't Kroger like a fucking grocery store in the U.S.?
Kroger. No, it is. It's Kroger.
Anyways, Nickelback.
Chad.
That is, he's
Look
one of
at
the
this
favorites, as well as his family,
photograph.
Jonathan Simkin. Like, no, my favorite is, look at this graph.
Look at this graph.
That is
Every
my
time,
favorite meme
every
of all
time,
time.
it makes me laugh.
Absolutely. So that
Oh,
I just like, and I met Jonathan. He was like, came up to me because I asked Carrie, which was, if you remember, she was like one of the workers at the time, and I was like,
yes.
he passed me like just barely. I was like, is that Jonathan Simkin? He stopped and he like walked back and he was like, do I know you? And I was like, no, I've just been doing. He was like, I am not Jonathan Simkin. I am Peter Simkin, Jonathan's much better looking twin. And so we got along with that, but he gave me a tour of 604 Records. Like,
yeah,
it was after a show that I had gone to with Matt Webb. It was one of his first solo shows.
yes.
And because Jonathan told me to go, and then he said afterwards, I will give you a tour of 604 Records.
Yeah, so that this was
absolutely.
This was 2012 because Matt's album came out late 2011. And I remember because I went up to Canada, I went up to Hamilton in Ontario, and I saw Matt.
Oh yeah, so you've gone to so many more shows than what I have. And the thing is Mariana's Trench, like totally sidetracked from Ballerina Farm, but I don't know. This is what you get when you have two ADHDers in a podcast. Is that you're often going to get like
a little bit of everything.
Like this is like basically the backstory of like how we met was through a fandom called Mariana's Trench. We were trenchers. You know, we just met through that. We were all like a pretty close-knit fandom where we did YouTube videos that can still be found to this day. If you go to Fan Made M Trench, you will still find videos of Ashley and I in this, like holding up signs, lip syncing to a song where the girl we knew, Ruth, had coordinated it all and assigned roles to everyone. It was like fantastic, hilarious. I love that as part of this memory. But that's how long Ashley and I have known each other. That's exactly why, you know, we've had like a 15-year friendship when we had a little bit of an oopsie. That, you know, we just kind of take, you know, a couple months aside where we're like, gotta think about shit, but ultimately we can't really let that friendship go because we've been together for, this sounds like we're in a relationship. Like fucking 15 years. We're like, you know what? Some boy drama, some stupid drama. Not even like, that sounds like we're like fighting over the same dude. But like, you know, some bullshit drama came into our lives that were like, ooh, halt everything.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it was over dudes.
It is over dudes, but like,
but it's just not dudes. Like we were not dating any of them. No,
in the way you think.
No,
but
it's funny because for those who don't know, this was the exact time period. So Carly Rae Jepsen, we knew her
only maybe
before she became famous.
Absolutely, because the one
we knew her before
founded. Bieber. Exactly, we knew her before Bieber. Absolutely, because the person that really founded Carly Rae Jepsen is Josh Ramsey, and he is part of Mariana's Trench. And obviously, we've been in touch with them. I have been in touch with Mariana's Trench from the time that I was 14 years old. So 20 years.
She was also on Canadian Idol.
She absolutely was on Canadian Idol.
I don't know what season, but didn't she come in like 4th or 5th?
Yes, she did not win Canadian Idol, but she did. Just like Jessica Lee, I think she was found on, even though Jessica Lee was a little bit of a different case where she responded to Mariana's Trench looking for someone to sing with them, but they found her online. And Josh was like, I need to do this. They wrote Call Me Maybe together. That was an extreme hit where even Bieber came into play. But Carly Rae was almost like a one-hit wonder, almost kind of deal. Even though like we typically know a lot of the songs that she is saying, I still have her albums and all of that. But she's
I still love the song Sour Candy that she duetted with Josh. I loved her as the folk indie singer. That's my girl.
Absolutely. I'm with you on that. there was a lot of 604 hits. Starlight was another favorite, but it was that was the night of Matt's like one of his first solo shows. This was on Granville Island, and I met up with what is that Travis? What is his last name? Who was the drummer? Carly. By Starlight. It was Travis something or other. It was not Nick. Sorry, that was Nick
that was Nick and Jessica.
What was Travis? What's his name? Let me just look up because I don't remember. I have also been
Travi. Are we talking about Trav? No, I'm thinking Kevy.
No.
Why am I thinking about Kevy? What the hell? Jesus Christ!
Oh my God. Why is his name escaping me? But I have photos with him because we were having so much fun that night.
I'm also thinking of Travis from Blink 182, and they were
Kevy. I love. Why does it not say anything about this artist? Oh, this is just 604 Records in general.
Yeah.
Oops.
Alumni. Anami Vice.
Oh, there's so much. I feel like we need a show just like reminiscing on the whole 604 days because like we were totally into Ballerina Farm time, but still like there's just so much to say on like our background. I still don't remember what his name is, but
so By Starlight was John Crow, Rachel Ashmore, and Jeff Zipp. So I don't think it was By Starlight.
No, that's not it. Maybe I'm delusional. Hang on.
Are you thinking about Faber Drive?
Maybe? No, because I am very familiar with Faber Drive.
I love Faber Drive.
First of all, Faber Drive, I love Dave. Dave is fucking hilarious, but you know who is even more hilarious than Dave?
Who?
His brother Brian.
Oh my God.
Also, there I got my one. Like obviously, like I love Jordan. Jordan is the guitarist. He's also a singer. He does his own thing. He has his, many other projects, including with his girlfriend or fiance Danielle. They're also expecting a baby. But Seamus O'Neill.
Oh, Seamus!
I love Seamus.
I love Seamus.
I have so much history with him. He's just so fucking funny.
Did
like
you
I
see
even in Alberta, like as soon as every time that he was in Grand Prairie, like that was the closest.
Did you see the recent tea with Seamus?
The divorce.
Yeah.
I saw it coming.
I'm glad like he's happy. But like I saw that and I'm like, ooh, give me the tea, get my popcorn ready.
Well, okay. I feel like I'm almost gonna have to like cut this part out.
Yeah.
I would hate for him to see it. But the only reason why I kind of caught on was because he followed my spicy page on Instagram.
Ooh.
Where it's like a little sexier. Like he's already following me on my like personal.
Right.
But he started following the spicy. I was like, oh. And then I looked at I was like, oh, maybe he just found it. And then I looked through and all the pictures of like the ex are gone.
We're gone, yeah.
We're gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, but yeah, it was so much tea, so much like I wish they would because they looked really cute together. I will admit, like I was really pulling for him because like I had seen him like through like the very beginning of the relationship. I was really hoping that it would work out. And I think their kid is super cute, but she also looks exactly like her dad. Which is so hilarious. He is such a funny dude. Like
so, side note, because I'm still stuck on this. What? I'm going through 604's alumni, which for those who don't know, like Hanson used to be a part of 604.
Nick Carter.
Nick Carter. Did you know Tommy Lee was a part of 604? The Tommy Lee that likes to show his penis to everyone.
But so does MK. But okay, so do you remember MK's tattoo, his infamous tattoo?
Oh yeah, his nut on his nut.
It says "I'm nuts about you" on his nutsack, and he definitely that's his party trick. I still have pictures of that.
But like, hold on. Oop, hello. Sorry.
So Tommy, it was just Tommy Lee?
I'm trying to.
When?
I have no idea.
Who else is on that list?
2005. He released 2 albums under 604 Records.
I don't remember that at all.
I don't either. The album is Tommyland The Ride. And the other one is called Good Times.
Clearly was not Good Times if it didn't do well.
But I also do not remember this.
This is fucking hilarious. I
God.
really don't remember that at all.
I don't either.
I don't remember hearing about an album. Like, I mean, that's cool. It does like back up, but like we have both worked for 604 Records, and that's hilarious that we had no idea.
No fucking idea.
I just like that whole like Vancouver experience, I will say, was like one of the best of my life. Just like meeting everyone from 604 Records, being an adult, being able to go to shows and like giving opinions and, you know, getting to see the studios and like recording studios of all the artists and of different artists that I have met, like Fighting for Ithaca. Like even getting to meet those boys and things like that was also like of our time and like I guess Canadian history, because Fighting for Ithaca is they're also Vancouver based and a bunch of cool ass dudes. But yeah, that's
we just took you down memory lane.
We really did. We were going from like Ballerina Farm, like opinions. I am excited to kind of see, like, I guess excited is not like a good word to use, but like I'm interested to see what's going to happen with this whole Ballerina Farm. Like I do.
We lost Vanessa.
I do hope she gets to go to Greece.
What happened?
I don't know. I clicked out.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I just went to like pick up a lighter and it just like clicked out. But I do hope she gets to go to Greece. I'm excited to see kind of where it all
I hope
goes.
he does. I hope he does take her, and I hope that the kids don't go, because allegedly they went to Hawaii a couple of years back and he made her take the kids. And it's like, vacations are great. And, you know, the kids deserve experiences too, but like she deserves like a real honeymoon, a real, like just him and
be
her.
A couple. Don't just be mom and dad and husband.
Exactly.
Like be a couple. Be like boyfriend, girlfriend, date again. Go somewhere together. You know, that I don't quite understand. You know, I feel sad for her, but I also kind of want to see if she kind of feels the backlash that she's getting. I just tried to look for that video on TikTok, like while we've been in this episode, and I can't quite find it. So I don't know how long ago that was, but because I was just trying to see like how many videos have been since then, like if she's addressed it, but she hasn't actually addressed it, but
quite a bit, because from I believe I found it today, or at least I found a reposting of it, and the date was June 11th. So we're talking over a month ago.
Oh, okay. So she posts constantly. I'm not going to find it for a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
and like obviously, like I feel like she deserves better, and like I feel like I hope that she one day kind of sees the comments and understands her worth, and like that she deserves better than you know having to tell your significant other what you want and need. They should really learn to pick up those cues, especially after being together as long as what they have been.
Right.
So I feel like that's a little stupid.
I hope because one of the other things was they had an abandoned barn on their land that wasn't being utilized. Like, it's not for animals. It's not for anything really. It's just
The
like an
storage?
extra, kind of like it's bigger.
Just
it's
there.
not, yeah, it's not as big as a barn, but it's like not the size of a shed. And she was going to turn that into like a small dance studio that she could teach her kids how to dance, and she could, you know, invite other kids in the area and teach them how to dance, and
Well,
that.
that's cute.
And she had to turn that into a schoolhouse for the kids. That's where she teaches the school stuff to the kids. So I'm hoping that, like,
So she homeschools all the kids.
all the kids, yep. So
damn, she gets no break.
Yeah, none. I'm hoping that he like sees that and like builds her something else and gives her that dance studio, because she deserves to dance. She really does.
Like, she shouldn't have to give up literally everything. There should be some bit of joy.
Yeah.
And like, I get, like, children are like, you have to sacrifice a lot for your kids
Oh,
and for
yeah.
your family. I understand that completely, but you should still be able to have some part of you that is still just you. Whatever that may be. And for her, it's a dance studio. But like, for me, it's like peace in my bedroom. Like, even living in a situation where my partner had kids, I asked that my bedroom just be kid free. Like, no one else enter the bedroom but me and you. Like, that's my safe space. Like, that's where my boundaries are. But that's a lot. I don't think I could ever do kids 24/7. Like, even with
Hi, Odin.
I knew you were here.
Odie.
The thing is he's just crying at the string. I'm going to show you, Ashley, and for those that can see, he's kind of on the floor over here playing with a string from my pants, from one of my sweatpants that is just tied onto the knob. But my cat likes to scream. He's often going to say hi into these podcasts, so get used to that, because he's a screamer.
Someone made a comment on one of Ballerina's Farm's videos since then, and now people are copying it and pasting it and just putting it everywhere. And it kind of like, it changes your mindset, and you're like, it kind of hits hard. But someone said that they feel like she is the ballerina inside of the jewelry box sitting next to his side table that's closed away.
Dance monkey.
Yeah.
Dance for me, dance for me, dance for me. Oh.
But like, you know those jewelry boxes that you open and the ballerina pops up?
So like, that's like narcissist, like 101. Like, he's just like, dance for me and like keeping you elsewhere. Like, you don't get to shine anywhere else.
She's his little puppet, I feel. We could be wrong. We could all be perceiving this the wrong way. She could be happy. But, you know, to take care of 8 kids 24/7, girl is exhausted. I only have 1 and I'm exhausted.
Well, and I have none and I'm exhausted. I have 3 cats. That's exhausting. But like, I couldn't imagine like 8 beings depending on me. And 9, including like a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ages range from, I think the youngest is 6 months, might be a little younger. So basically an age ranging from newborn to 12 years old.
A tiny little baby.
Yeah.
Like an infant of sorts, not even a toddler, an infant.
Like, the baby does not walk. She has to carry this child around 24/7.
I feel sorry for that girl, like expecting something so much. Like, I wish, like, especially given his situation, in a normal situation, like you or I, like just like, you know, mid lower class, like just being like, oh, I want a trip to this, I want a trip to that, or like any sort of trip, doesn't matter if it's to Greece or whatever. I couldn't imagine being like, I wish this. But given the situation where he has the ability to take her on flights to pretty much anywhere in the world, because I can guarantee you even like employees get some sort of a discount or
Oh yeah.
free flying, and like especially the son of the owner, I can guarantee you he can pull strings and have a flight to Greece, even for like a minimum amount that is
tomorrow.
not going to break the bank. Like exactly tomorrow. Like why couldn't he have done something about that? That's what I don't understand at all. You know,
there's too much confusion with it. Like you are rich, and you buy your wife an egg apron that, yes, it's handmade, it's homemade, it's from someone in Ukraine, which for those who don't know, there's still the war of Ukraine going on.
Okay, wait. There still is a war going on in Ukraine. I guess I didn't realize that it stopped or ended or nothing. I'm not political or anything. I try to stay oblivious. I've never heard of anything like being stopped with it. I guess I've never even really and I guess that's my bad. I am so shitty with keeping up, and it's because I like to stay oblivious in my own little bubble because everything else upsets me, and even the war and like the Ukraine and seeing everyone, and even currently especially my home province of Alberta, there's so many forest fires and that are taking out whole communities and towns, and like currently one of the biggest things in Alberta is Jasper National Park, and that is like 70% of Jasper is gone.
Yeah.
At this point, it's gone. Like there's not much left standing. I know that they have tried to keep like the main things like a hospital and things like that, but it is just it's gone, and that's I get the whole like Ukraine egg thing, but that again, I think that that's more of like a random surprise gift, not a birthday gift at all.
So I'm looking on Google, like I typed in homemade egg apron, and for like a good quality homemade one, like just from here in the States, is about $100. That makes sense. So
I would still not do it because it's too much money for me.
Oh yeah, that's way too much money for me.
I would have said $30.
there are some for 30, but like those are your mass produced ones.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Like in my head, I'm like $30 would be like
no. Yeah, no, like this is like homemade. But so we're talking Ukraine, the war, these people are trying to like feed their families. So with shipping and everything, I could honestly see him shelling out close to $1,000 for this apron. But still, like even that like seems
that
a bit
okay. First
much.
of all, that's not worth it to me. It'd have to be made of gold,
right?
So I don't think he spent even close to that.
No,
but he's like it in the videos, like it's been a long time coming or whatever. Is I actually kind of actually just give me a second. I kind of want to go to TikTok to see if I can pull up this video so that we can rewatch it and put it on the screen here, just because I feel like there was a comment that he fucking made that just didn't make sense to me, like when he was like at the very end of his how the fuck do I I'm trying to like sign
so
oh my God.
I just found the exact same one, or what looks like the exact same one, for $38.50.
Well, okay, that's kind of what I expect to pay. Maybe I'll just pull up my phone because my fucking computer was like,
and that's from someone on Etsy.
Well, and that's kind of what I expect where it would come from, you know? Yes. So that's what I don't, I'm going through our messages right now, trying to look for here it is, where's it from? I know, the boys took it off. It's from Ukraine. So, plane tickets? Ooh, like a wearing these. It's not. Yay, Brad! He did it. Great, they can gather eggs. So yeah, it's really cute. Really cute one. That's the best. You're welcome. Thanks, honey. You're welcome. Okay, wait. What the fuck did you say? Because I interrupted myself with.
He's like, oh, it's the best one.
Thanks, honey. Had it for a long time. That's what it was. Had it for a long time.
Oh, I didn't even catch that.
Had it for a long time. So he could have just handed to her for no good reason other than it would make her happy, but he chose to hang on to it for her birthday.
Specifically for her birthday.
And that is just bullshit to me. That does not make much sense whatsoever.
No. Had it for a long time. Why didn't you give it to her a week ago?
Well, exactly. Like, you could have given it to her at any point if you've had it for a long time. That does not make sense whatsoever. That's just rude at this point. That you didn't give her something she wanted that, you know, would really make her happy on that day. An egg apron, like, yeah, sure, it's a gift and be thankful for what you get, but that's a random gift. That's like on the equivalence of like flowers. You give flowers just because.
Right.
You don't need to have a reason to give flowers. Women appreciate flowers no matter what, even if they say they don't like them. It's because they're not used to getting them given, and they're just like, they don't want to tell you because they don't want a whole lot given to them at all. But women love flowers in general. That's like the equivalent.
For my experience with flowers, the only time I've ever was given them, outside of like parents, I'm talking about from a partner. They were only given to me on a holiday or when we were fighting. And that should not be a reason to give flowers, because I love flowers, but that made me hate flowers.
I was told that I had to earn him getting me flowers. And I was like, so I take care of kids that are not mine. I take care of a business that is not mine. I do all of your dirty work, which is not mine. I clean up the house. I cook all the food. I do everything, but I have not earned it. Are you kidding me?
Bite me.
And I suck your dick constantly, but I have not earned it. And without asking, like, I just like roll over. I have not earned it. Are you kidding me? But that's like the equivalent of like, to me, like, he should have just given it to her on a random day. Like, I know you said you wanted this, like, here it is. It should not have been a birthday gift. He should have put more thought and effort into that.
No, he should have gave it to her.
Bullshit way out.
He should have gave it to her the day it came in and said, "Hey, I know you really wanted this.
Yeah,
maybe this will help you, you know, bring eggs in the morning from the chickens."
Exactly. I don't think. I know that men think that they're like being super helpful and like listening because they said they wanted it at some point. But you have to realize what is going to be an actual like thoughtful sentimental gift on a holiday like that, as opposed to just getting a gift randomly because you know your partner would like this or like benefit from this. Whether it's, you know, especially being like in a household full of, you know, there's 10 people in that household, 8 children, 2 adults, and you know, it's like having to do all the farmhouse chores and like having chickens and eggs. Even Odin is screaming his little opinion over here.
He's giving his opinion.
I'm telling you, he's very opinionated, aren't you, buddy? He's probably bored. But I just don't think that's an appropriate gift to give a person on their birthday. And that like hyping it up and videotaping, no, that's I'm also kind of at this moment, I'm wondering if that's just for content purposes only, to get like a rise, to get views. Like, what were her views like before that video versus like what they are
now. Yeah.
Trying to see kind of now I'm kind of wanting to look at this. Oh, of course, that video is the pinned one. Shit. When was that video done? 7/5. Okay, I'm just gonna turn my fucking volume all the way down so I can see how fucking far back. Lash and brow serum. It's been basic shit. Same thing, like show starts in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
She has not addressed it on. Okay, so 58,000. So before this, 13K. Oh, this was a publicity stunt.
You think?
Because she was getting like 612 views, 408, 616. There's one video that did 118. That's pre-K.
Ooh.
But like 1970, 3,000, 1,000.
Do you think it was to
227?
Do you think it was to hype up their Times article?
Maybe.
Because that was right around the same time.
That could be it, because her views were not doing so good. And like her most recent, well, again, it's like 1,500, 3,000, 8,000, 6,000, 10K, 10K. Her views have definitely gone up since then.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, 47,000, like it should definitely boosted her following. So just going like, oh, this is going to her first video, 377. To be fair, her second video got 58,000. 14,000 is her second, or is her third video. Mm-hmm. But then it still again drops down where there's like next to nothing. So because this is like a fairly new account. She has 84,000 followers, 2 million likes. Like she definitely does. Everyone that does all the social media definitely does deserve it no matter what. Right. Especially if they're posting consistently and, you know, have an interesting lifestyle. Anyone, you know, glad they're doing it. But still, I'm just kind of wondering if it's more of like a publicity to get it, because that just is like a stupid thing to obviously get attention, like a clickbait. Not even clickbait, like a rage bait.
Because it's definitely giving us rage. Oh.
Because yeah, her views, like other than that, are pretty minimal, you know, considering and obviously like now she has tons of views on all of her videos now. Like some are like 2.5 million. They're all over like 5 digits. So like 33,000. That's like the minimum at this moment that I'm looking at. So she does have quite a bit of views, but you know, engagement wise, I'm not 100% certain. And after that timeline, they obviously shoot right back up to like 6 digits, so 600,000, 300,000, 500,000. You know, they just shoot right up to that after that. So I'm wondering if all these views are coming from that viral video and like trying to investigate, like we are, like how did this happen? Is there any sign of it beforehand?
Because I'm looking too at the Times, and the Times article was posted online today, and it's going to be in print tomorrow in Sunday's paper.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny how this all came to light in the last 24 hours, because I didn't know about it up until yesterday, today?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
I just feel like there's something else going on, because there's just no way that man is that oblivious. Well, I mean, yes, there is a way, but
men are that oblivious.
that rich, I feel like there's something. There's got to be something else going on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I really am excited to see where this goes, how much more is going to come out, just like with the whole Gypsy Rose thing. I'm excited to see where all that goes.
Oh, me too.
I just think there's got to be something else that's coming out with this. Whether, you know, there's got to be something more, like what if this is like reinstating her ballerina career, or something like
something.
There's going to be something else coming through with this viral fame.
Yeah. Because, like, how do you go from, like you said, nothing to in 24 hours, everybody knows your name?
Well, exactly. And that's what I'm like, I don't know. And that's like, and a lot of people are realizing like what it takes to go viral and having these like rage baity type things, and especially with, men being a little meaner to women, that it's not uncommon. Why do you look disgusted right now? You look thrown off. You look like you've just seen something like totally scary.
Not scary, but I found their website.
Oh no.
That you can purchase things off of. And I'm just like, dear God, why?
What do you mean purchase things?
So they mostly sell meat.
That's still worrisome, in my opinion.
Right.
The way you're saying it, they mostly sell meat.
Yeah.
What kind of meat?
Pork, beef, that type of stuff. But they sell other things like with their like Ballerina Farm label on it. Okay. So you can get a Ballerina Farm cap for $25. They're ground.
So they're
beef
going
box.
all Haley Welsh hot Tua on this and promoting it.
Yeah. So their beef box. It's a ground beef box. The fuck? They're on crack.
Oh God, how much is it?
$220.
How much do you get?
10 pounds.
That does not sound like a good price.
No. But you can add on things to this box. Like you can get 6 cookies for $20. Yeah.
Are they crumble cookie? Like, what is this?
It just says 6-pack of cookies, $20. You can get 3. Okay, so it's six croissants, 3 chocolate and 3 regular for $30.
That sounds awful.
You can get cinnamon roll croissants, 6 of them for $26.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not adding up here.
That's a ripoff. I think my consensus is that this is all like a publicity stunt, trying to get attention to their profile. Which, I mean, honey, it worked.
But definitely
we are definitely very concerned for you. Another kind of couple on TikTok that I've seen that kind of reminds me of the same thing, which we are also going to do an episode on, is K and Tay. That gives me the same type of vibes, because there's a lot to say on that with what has come out recently with their ship. But that is for another episode. But that's giving the same type of vibes, trying to go viral with their shit, except for K and Tay went viral for the real wrong reasons lately. But that's again for another episode. And for this one, I think consensus is like, just we're gonna wait and see what the fuck happens with this. We're gonna likely bring back an updated with all of this shit, because it's still obviously ongoing, and we're just kind of waiting and seeing. We'll be back with that. Until then, we will see you all in the next freaking
episode. And I was just gonna say adios, amigos, and she just was like, see ya.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
I went to say adios amigos and you were like, bye-bye.
I know.